Hi everybody, it's Hawthorne the Cruel again, de facto queen of the galaxy, with another question for Chris and Steve. Not sure how many of you caught Hillary Clinton's appearance on Anderson Cooper, but he grilled her pretty hard on the fact that she's flip-flopped a lot. He referred to it, or inferred rather, that this was political expediency, that it really didn't have anything to do with the fact that she'd received new information and decided to change her mind. We all know intelligent people do that. Sometimes you get information that causes you to re-examine your stance on issues. Here's what he said. He said that plenty of politicians evolve on issues, but even some Democrats believe you change your positions based on political expediency. You were against same-sex marriage, now you're for it. You defended President Obama's immigration policies, now you say they're too harsh. You supported his trade deal dozens of times. You even called it the gold standard. Now suddenly last week you're against it. Will you say anything to get elected? Let me answer that for her, because she beat around the bush on that. She never did answer the question, and the answer to that question is, yeah, I believe she will say anything to get elected. Those of you who don't know Hillary from her early days, many of you aren't old enough to have known Hillary when she was younger in college, but she was what they call a Goldwater girl. Barry Goldwater ran for president, and one of his main platforms was that he did not support the Civil Rights Act. So here's this woman who is running for president, who is trying to garner the minority vote. Not like she should have to fight all that hard to get it away from Trump, but she's portraying herself to be every black person's friend, and yet she was against the Civil Rights Act. And my question is, do you really change such deep-seated beliefs? And if she's changed these, why won't she answer the question and say what it is that all of a sudden changed her mind on these topics? She never did give that answer. And I got to tell you, I have issues with Hillary. I don't trust her. She scares me, to tell you the truth. I'm not saying a Trump presidency would be a cakewalk, but it would probably only be 4 years. I don't think that Trump would feel he has a mandate for anything. And besides, with Trump, you know what you're getting. He's a blowhard. He says insane stuff and he flip-flops all the time. But it's no big deal because it's Trump, and you know he's full of shit. So whatever he says, he's going to say something else next week. He absolutely does change his mind for political expediency. He did it on the abortion issue and a couple of others, but we're not talking about Trump. My main issue with Hillary, however, and the reason I don't trust her, is because here's a woman who's been in politics her entire life. Spent time in the White House, and I have no doubt had a say in policy. We women know how all that works. You know, honey comes to bed at night, and we want to ask him how his day went. What'd you do at work today, dear? And I'm sure she did that with Bill, and I'm sure she had an impact. I don't even have an issue with the fact that her husband is a philanderer and she stuck by him. As a married woman myself, I get that. My trouble with Hillary is the fact that she is so untrustworthy. Here's a woman who got one of the highest positions in the land that a woman has ever had, Secretary of State, and she fucked it up. People died. And she lied about it and then came back later and said, "What does it matter?" Well, you know, if you're a family of one of those guys that died, it kind of sort of matters. Has never given a good explanation for that. On top of all that, she has the email scandal where she had emails on her server that should not have been there. I don't care what she says. I heard the FBI director say specifically, yes, she had confidential information, classified information rather, on her server. She then had people delete it, and not just delete it in the normal way, delete it in a way that made it go away forever. That's what you do when you're hiding something. Julian Assange apparently thinks the same thing. He's got some information or some dirt on her that hopefully he'll release soon. But she lied about all this. She was investigated, and somehow she escaped prosecution in jail. And now she's asking for a promotion for the highest position in the land. And I'm sorry, but Hawthorne the Cruel says, no, I don't think so. Let's not elect Hillary. Let's not elect Trump either, for that matter. I kind of like Gary Johnson. At least he's not a liar. He doesn't seem to be a flip-flopper. He strikes me as honest and straightforward. So can we not choose from these two evils? And, honestly, I don't even know. How the hell did we end up with these two choices out of everybody we could have chosen? How did we end up with these two? So, at any rate, tell me, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about old Hillary? Hawthorne the Cruel, signing off. Live free. I command it.